just wanted to share my experience of the course. So when on day one, most of us in class spoke about how and why we decided to do the course. And I had found it interesting that most of the ladies there were all there for the same reasons as me. A lot of us spoke about that we wanted to do this for our own growth, to work on our own shadow selves. We all felt we wanted to get massively motivated again. And this new modality, would help us to go full time. So those were many of the reasons, and the others did, and same for me. I wanted to do this course for those reasons as well. It was a miracle that I was able to do the course. I didn't know I was going to be in the course until the day before the course started. So the doors just opened wide, and I am so pleased that I did this course. I will never look back, and I cannot recommend it any more highly than what I am. It is life-changing, absolutely life-changing. Antonio is a fantastic teacher. He was so patient and kind. And every time that he does this course, he learns and grows as he goes along. So this last time he tried something new, where he did the whiteboard, and he went through, step by step with us on the whiteboard scenarios that he threw at us, and then he was writing up on the whiteboard behind us. So I just thought that was brilliant. We all loved it, and we all enjoyed every minute of that, and found it really helpful way to learn. So what did I get out of this past life therapy course? Again, I'm just gonna share with you from my heart. It was beyond all my expectations, and I'll never look back. It just, for me, was just life-changing. I had a huge shift in my own life, in my work that I do, my clients. I'm starting to find, now that I've learned these new techniques, that new clients are coming in, different clients. And Antonio always says, we attract a certain type of client, but we also attract the clients that we're ready for and able to help. And with this, I'm finding I'm getting, different kinds of clients coming in, which is exciting. My motivation is, I'm so pumped, excited about this work again. It's just unbelievable. There's a new modality now for me to add to my website. And the great thing about this is you have a new modality which you can present. You can do that separately, or you could decide to stick with the introspective, but your introspective, you can use those new techniques that you will learn, you can use in your introspective hypnosis. And as Antonio says, once you've mastered the past life technique and you can do that, and then you use those techniques as part of your past life regressions or your introspective hypnosis, you'll be unstoppable. It just, it's given me so much more, where, those times where, when you're doing your introspective hypnosis and you feel like a bit stuck, or you come across something that you've not come across before, these techniques help you. It helps you, prepares you, helps you think on your feet a lot more as well. The other thing that happens is, I know my friend who did the course that Antonio did before me, highly recommended it to me, and I could see how it had shifted her, and she was just so glowing after she did the course, and so happy that she did the course, and that inspired me to do the course. And in their group, they also had a small group. Antonio does small groups so that it's more intimate and he can give you more personal attention. So because it's a small group, it becomes quite intimate and you become quite close. And their group support each other. They meet up. They just become so close, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. And my group has done exactly the same. So we are quite close. We help each other, support each other when we get stuck. And it's just an absolute beautiful thing. We had such intimate sessions as well, when we practiced in class. And I want to share a little something with you. I went for an MRI a couple of weeks ago now, and as you know, any of you that have been for an MRI, it's not the most pleasant experience to go through, and you're also concerned, what are they going to find and all that kind of thing. So in the past, when I've gone through the MRI sessions, it's always been a bit of an obstacle, as I can imagine for many of you. So this time I went, and you do your usual, protect yourself and ask your guides to go with you. So I went, and there I am, and the reason I had the scan was for my back, and I was laying on this hard slab, and it was going to be a particularly long session, so about an hour. And then the lady comes and she ties my feet together as well. So there I am with the sore back on the hard slab, and my feet are tied together, and I'm going into this tunnel. And I was laying there, and instead of the usual, the noise of the machine and thinking, when is this over, when is this over? Instead, I went into the beats of the noise that the machine makes. So the machine was making binary beats. For me, it was equivalent to binary beats. So I started going into the binary beats. And next thing I know, I'm in trance. And I'm laying there in the machine, and all of a sudden, I'm on a beach. And there's a fire. And I see the faces of all the ladies that were in class with me, in a circle around this fire, and we were doing this beautiful dance around the fire. And then the next thing I see, it's evening, and we're still dancing away, and it was like like we were doing a rain dance, but I was getting, it was a cleansing. So the fire also was to do with cleansing these messages I was receiving. And so it was just an absolute beautiful thing. None of them knew I was going for an MRI, but their higher selves were all there to support me. So I just thought that was a beautiful thing, and I wanted to share with you. So last thing I wanted to mention was any advice for the newcomers who are deciding to do this session or this course. So basically, be willing to be open-minded for the course. Listen to Antonio. He knows what he's talking about, and he knows his stuff. Be willing to work hard. Okay, so it's going to be hard work, but it's nice work. It's a good, work. It's not, do hard work. It's more be willing to do the work, and you will enjoy doing the work, and you will never look back. But there are some days, I will warn you, that you have class all day, and the next day is practice, and you have to go back to your notes, and you have to review, and on top of everything else. So you've got to be prepared to do that, to stay ahead of the game. And I will advise, do those bits of work so that when you come to doing the practice session, you're all prepared. The last thing I wanted to talk about was there's lots and lots and lots of info. So it's all about the notes. Notes. Note-taking is very important, and you have to, again, I'm going to say it again, stay ahead of the game and with the note-taking. And I'm speaking from experience here. So in the introspective, I learned, if you don't stay on top of those notes and you decide to take, them later or whatever it is, or you're actually writing them down and your notes are all over the place. No. Please don't do that, please. If you're going to do this, there is a lot of information, and it needs to be in order, because you're going to need it for the practice sessions. And once it's in place and it's done, it's out of the way. So I really, really want to admonish you. There's different ways you can do it. So if you're planning on doing the course, speak to Antonio. He has a specific that way he does his notes, and it's really nifty, and you can have it on your phone, so you can just scroll down when you're doing in-person sessions. Very handy. Or you can have it on your PC. He has a document that he can share with you and perhaps he would share that with you ahead of time, so that you can look at your how he's done it, and he tells you step by step as well. He's so kind of him to tell you how exactly to put that in step by step with your notes. And trust me, this is of utmost importance, that you can have such a nice experience with this course if you just ahead of time think about how you're going to structure your notes. And you can sit there during class and type. That's what I did, type up while Antonio's talking, and do your screen prints, and then have your different sections and notes there, because it's a lot more involved than the introspective hypnosis. So there's a lot of information there. So you're going to have to look back when you do your sessions to your notes. So I'm hoping I'm explaining this quite well. And this is just the advice and my wish for you if you're thinking about having this course. Me personally, I use Microsoft's OneNote. It's free. And it works almost a similar way to what Antonio showed me when he showed me the notes that he does. So I have my pages and my sections, and I can just one click and I'm at where I want to be, and it's all compartmentalized and in place, and 1, 2, 3, and I'm there. Whereas if you note taking and you've got your papers all over the place, you've got to afterwards go and sort that out. And when you get back to life after your course, often we look back and after a course and we go back to work, or life gets busy, and the longer you leave it, the more you forget what you wrote there. So really, really helps if you put it in this way. So, and Antonio, I'm very sure he loves his way that he's done his notes. So I've spoken a long time about this, but I really, really want for you to get the most out of the course if you're thinking about doing it. So that is my experience and my bit of advice, and I wish you all the very, very best. Like I say, I am eternally grateful to Antonio for developing this with Kapuli, doing it in English, doing it at a time that was convenient for me in the UK. And I am Allison Biel, and I am signing out, and I am sending all of you lots of love, and I wish you all the very, very best in your endeavors. Take care. Bye-bye.